Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Citadelum. We are in the second mission of the campaign, or the second prologue mission. We gather strength as we go. At Spelunkus, 40 BC, a large contingent of Marcus Antonius's troops has gathered around Brundisium in the south of the Italic Peninsula and threatens to take the port. Thus, Gaius Octavius is forced to send his armies, requiring a significant economic effort, which has repercussions on all of his territories. However, the confrontation does not take place, and both leaders reach a tenuous truce. It is your task to establish the camp of Gaius Octavius next to the city of Ad Spelunkus, north of Brundisium, and to prepare yourself for the possible attack of rebel legions that ignore the peace that has just been signed. We need to reach a population of 80 plebeians, 20 patricians, and buy 150 silk using a trade route. We then need to send that silk to Rome to complete the mission. So, this mission actually introduces combat to the game, which is quite interesting. Before I do anything, I'm just going to pause. We're going to go to my region map, send my explorer on a little bit of a mission, then I'm going to pause it again. So, looking at the map here, if I just head on over here, I'm looking at what is kind of a nice pool of resources. Over here, we've got quite a bit of iron, but there's no stone there, and it's also desert, which is really going to throttle our farmland. So, that's not the best idea. There's nothing here. We've got some iron there and stone, and also quite a nice little looking port, but I'm a bit nervous about the land around it, so that doesn't work either. Loads of stone there, and then a little iron deposit on the verge of the desert. That could be a good one, but there's no water nearby. Down here's a pretty good option. We've got stone in abundance there, with a little bit of iron just up on the shoreline as well, and then further inland we've got some more iron and stone, so this might be a good option, but again, lots of rugged terrain and rocks. Over here though, this is quite nice. We've got 2 stone deposits and an iron deposit there as well, so they could be used, and a nice little forested area there. And then we've got this obviously nice expansive beach land there with a bit of a cliff, but we could set up a industry here and then farming over here, and then have our main town there. So I think that might be what we go for. So let's put down our forum to start things off, and I kind of want to have my central forum almost line up with this. So if we go to here, and then we can come all the way along like this without hopefully moving. Oh, I've dropped one down there and one up, and then we'll keep going, and I'm going to keep going till around about here. And, oh no, we'll come in a little bit closer just so I can try and get my fire and everything in there. Right, now we want to build some services, and the first thing I'm going to do is build some materials production. We're going to put down our stone quarry right there. Then we're going to put our ore mine there, and then our logging camp is kind of going to back onto it, so there. I think that's pretty good. And then we want to put in our warehouse, which is going to go hopefully in both areas, so we can have our production and everything kind of matching up. There we go. Right, then we'll get our road in. That's going to come along here and hopefully line up with the center of the forum, which is fantastic. That's exactly what I wanted. And then there we have it. We've got some nice straight roads that go all the way in to this area here. Then we can put in our first plebeian housing. We're going to put one here and one there. And then we can go one back all the way along to here. And again, here, here, and here. Now, you might be wondering why I've done that, but it means I can now put roads here to link these up, and then we can put gardens in place there. Now, this one I think I might actually move, so we're going to just adjust this and drop it back one, and we're going to do the same here. Drop that back one, and then I can put in some more roads as well, just to link it all up, and then we get some really nice gardens and stuff going around there to really boost the attractiveness of that area. Then we want to put in some farms, so we're going to go some food production. We want a granary. We're going to put the granary up here. Yeah, I think first things first, actually. Let's put some services in. So we're going to get a fire station. Now, ideally, I want the fire station to cover as much area as possible. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit so you can see there the fire station should cover any farms that we put in place as well. Doesn't quite get those buildings that are a bit further back, so we are going to need another fire station. So put in the fire station, and the engineer's post is going to go maybe next to it there. And then we can do a little road. In fact, we're going to move these down just for like posterity's sake. We're going to put these down here. I'm going to move this along one. I can't move it along one because it will be out of range of that space there. So we'll move this one here. And then what I need to do is I need to have a look at where that engineer's post stops. Then we're going to run a road along here. So just as a guide, and then we're going to have that link up. Maybe not. We'll just run the road to there. And then I know that I have this area where I can get water and stuff too, and these engineers posts and fire stations are in range of that space that I have. So that's where I can start putting my farms and things, and then maybe we can, I mean, if we run that all the way down there, we do end up losing some of our area that we could use to make this town look nice and pretty, but we do create a little bit more space and give our citizens access, so we can kind of come into here and do some farming and stuff now. First things first, we're going to put a granary in. We're going to put the granary there, so it's just a minus. Yeah, we lose some attractiveness in that area. So let's just move our granary out a little bit to here. And now we know we need to be careful and not put any houses in that area, because that is going to be where all of our food is, and we can't put any here because that's going to lose attractiveness as well. So we're starting to build up a little bit of a profile of what is going to work and what isn't going to work in terms of our farm. We'll put some farms along here on the road to the granary. We'll move the road out, and there we go. We got our first lot of farming in place. In fact, just because I don't like the layout at the moment, we're going to get rid of that. Then we're going to demolish this road here, and we're going to move the granary a little bit further forward. So you can see we're starting to get an understanding of what is and isn't going to work for our housing. We're fencing this area off, so to speak, and then our water can come in now. So housing and services, reservoir. Now you can see our reservoir here will cover a very large area. We can put it in here, but it will impact space over there. I think this is a good space for it. We might need to add in another one, although I could put it here, because they don't really need the water by the looks of things. They're not going to make any use of it. So let's put the reservoir there, and then that kind of gives me a little bit of a barrier. And then we'll have our aqueduct run along here and match up. That gets our water supply up and running. And then we do need to put in, if we have a look at our fire station and our engineers post, we are going to need to add in another fire station and another engineers post. So what we'll do is we'll have our fire station go here, and the engineers post is going to go opposite, and they both still have that little bit of an area of effect. And we'll run a road to here. Again, we lose a little bit of space where we can have decorative items, but I'm not too concerned by that. And we've got some spaces there where we can put in a few more houses if needs be. We can fit in 2 plebeian houses with a little road that goes away from the forum. Right, so let's kick things off. Now you can see here no jobs have been filled, but that won't take long to get sorted out. We're starting to bring in water. People will start moving in. There we go. And they're automatically going to take up job positions within the city. Let's go to our region map and move our explorer further in just to start unlocking some extra patches of land. You can see here we already have 7 people moving in, and the jobs are starting to be taken up and people are getting to work, which is exactly what we wanted. So currently looking good, actually. Looking really good. So our first milestone will come when we get 20 plebeians, which shouldn't take us long at all. You can see the growth rate is going pretty quickly. 17, 18, 19, and here we go, 20. We are now prestige level 2, and with it we've unlocked patrician housing, the tax offices, taverns, and a load of other stuff. You seem to have mastered it, but you have to keep advancing, and to do so, basic resources will not be enough. The construction of some buildings requires refined resources. Both wood and stone can be refined into a new, higher quality resource. Build a stone cutter and a sawmill to produce bricks and planks, which are needed to construct more advanced buildings. Make sure you have warehouses near the production buildings to collect the resources generated so that production doesn't stop. If you want to keep track of your city's resources, we can do that at the top of the screen, and we can select what resources we want to display using the 3 dots. Right, okay, we're going to slow down a little bit because that's 2 new buildings that I need to put in place. We're going to go with our sawmill, which we're going to put right next to the woodcutters, and then our stone cutter, which will go right next to, of course, the stone cutter. And again, still in range of the engineers post and the fire station, and now we've got 10 jobs that we need to fill up. So we're going to put 2 into the engineers posts, we're going to put 2 more into the granary, we can put another, we'll put everyone in the warehouse, so we'll get them fully kitted out as quickly as possible, and that is our jobs fulfilled for now. So the next thing I want to do is have a look at what our plebeians need, and you can see they need wheat. They're consuming 15 per day, and for now that is fine. But we can put in our first patrician houses now. So we're going to put a few here, and then we've got a little gap there, and we are going to need to put in a tax office. Now our tax officer is going to go kind of around the back here where the patrician housing is. We will put him a little bit further afield so that I can then put a row of patrician houses in place around it. Now the patrician housing, it does say that we need to reach a certain population of only 20, but that isn't going to bring us in enough taxes. So let's go again and put in a few more patrician houses, and they're going to go, we can actually put them here. So we'll put one there, and then we can carry on the road down here. And then again with this one, we'll put a patrician house in there, and then again we'll carry on the road up. And these guys are going to require melons and cabbages, which then gives us our new farming requirement. So we'll put down a cabbage orchard and a melon orchard. Then we can go to our management window and we can pump a few more citizens to work in our fields. So we'll get our wheat field up to 4 of 8 and our cabbage orchards to 2 and our melons to 2 as well. And that is a pretty good start. We're going to put another couple of people into our tax office as well, and hopefully once we get some more patricians moving in, because we don't have anybody, we got one living in there now, but hopefully that will increase very soon. Currently, their zone's desirability is 0%. They need 10% to upgrade. But you can see here, we are getting in a few more here. The required desirability is also 10%. So if we have a look at our decorative items, you can see we have unlocked these gardens, so we can put some of these in. And that will bring us a little bit closer to improving this settlement. And then I can put quite a few gardens in this area here and a few here. You can see we can't put any there because of all of the other stuff around it, but you can see we have now boosted quite a bit of our attractiveness rating. And again, we're going to go around here. We can boost there and here. There we go. And we are now at prestige level 3. Going to put these decorative items in if it kills me. Can't put any there for some reason. Oh, we don't have enough resources, that's why I've run out of stone. That's okay though. You can see here these plebeian housing should upgrade once we get enough wheat. At the moment we have 192 wheat, but for some reason these guys, yeah. Patricians, as you know, are demanding. Your citizens need entertainment activities and service buildings to keep them distracted and happy, especially the patricians. In addition, you should keep an eye on the health of the population. Doctors' offices are a good way to keep any issues that might arise at bay. Keep in mind that citizens will want to entertain themselves by watching shows from time to time. To check this need, you can place the cursor over the people's favour indicator. Satisfying these appetites increases people's favour, so you can use it strategically after you've raised taxes or are going through some popularity crises. To do this, for example in the case of the theatre, we have to train actors to perform the shows. To perform the show, you must choose 2 of them who have been previously trained and hold the event from the detailed view of the building. After all, the people want bread and circus. Right, okay, so we are short on stone, and it looks like these guys aren't getting a lot of wheat, and it might be because I've not yet put a market in, so we're going to need to do that. Just looking though, there's not a lot of spaces where I can actually put this market. That's gonna, ooh, that looks decent. We do get the front of those houses as well. Obviously it means we need to remove that, and then we can put in a road that goes along towards my market, and there we go. So now they should hopefully be able to get wheat. They consume 15 a day, and it doesn't look like it's been fulfilled yet, but that might be because we are still, there we go, we got wheat coming in there. There is wheat at the forum though, so I'm not quite sure why they were unable to get it, but we now have that is up and running. What are you doing? You're working at the fire station. You're also at the fire station. We are producing wheat, so that's not an issue. But people aren't consuming wheat. Right, let's go to our management window. We'll get more people working in the wheat field. We'll get another one in the tax office, and we've got 2 spaces left. So let's go to the stone quarry and the stone cutter, because it looks like I'm going to need a lot more stone. So currently these guys haven't yet leveled up. We could do with someone working in the market as well. Do I have that ability? Yes, we do. And one of our houses has upgraded. Possibly this one. They don't have enough food apparently. Okay. Very, very interesting. It could be, again, because my wheat fields aren't producing enough. We got 480 a day coming from these places, though, so that is strange. Let's go back to our management window. We've got 8 out of 8 in the wheat field, and our market is now maxed out as well. Yeah, don't have enough food. Despite the fact that they're consuming 15 wheat a day, and we have, what, 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90, 105, 120 per day in terms of wheat, and we produce 960 per day. So for some reason, yeah, not looking great there. I don't know what's happening with that. Maybe something's going wrong with my market, but that is okay for now. Now they're getting stuff in, and you can see here they need onions and carrots now, and our patricians are still waiting for melons and cabbages, but we don't have a market that like suits this area. So we're going to put a new market in here, and that should see our patricians get the food that they need as well. And hopefully, once they have an increased desirability, they will then start increasing their happiness, and we'll get a little bit more of an upgrade in there. So you can see we've got more people moving in, which means we can fill up our cabbage and melon orchards, and then we can go back to our new market and we can get more people working in there. So we're looking pretty good. We do need to build a bathhouse and a tavern, and then get the winery on the go. So here you can see our onion orchard is going to have to go into play now. So we'll put one. Ooh, where can we fit this? We can put it here, actually. We put an onion orchard there, and a carrot orchard, and then some grapes as well. Now the grapes are going to be used in the winery, so we're going to put that in here as well. Hopefully, yeah, it's still out of range. So this has been a big kind of increase in the amount of people that we've got working. So that's going to have to be done. They need grapes, but you can see here we're producing 80 and 80 a day there. We are going to need some more people working in these though. But as you can see, people are starting to come into the city. And that is going to allow us to increase. You can see 160 onions a day. We just go to our onions. In our food, you can see here we're producing 320 cabbages a day, but only consuming 120, which is great. Melons is the same. Wheat is great. Grapes are looking pretty good. Carrots are now pretty good as well. Where our onions, again, also very good. So that's good. That's great, actually. Now, let's get someone working in the... Actually, we're going to keep our workers because we are going to need to build a tavern. So where are we looking here? The acting school, we've got to wait until we're at level 4, so we can't do any of that yet. But if we go over to here, we can get a bakery, a chicken farm, fishmonger, a granary, which we already have. If we have a look at our housing and services, you can see here we get a tavern. That has quite a large area of effect. So I'm going to put the tavern here, and then we'll put a bathhouse here next to the tavern. Actually, we can put the bathhouse down here. So those houses are a little bit out of reach. So maybe we can go here. So the bathhouse does go around the back. And then the wine, yeah, the tavern does fit in there. The bathhouse, on the other hand, though, does need a road to link it all up. But we now have the winery being used. We've got the bathhouse being used. We've got houses starting to upgrade, and they should upgrade pretty quickly. I mean, desirability is now at 25% requirement. Do we have any more decorative items that we can put in? Yes, we do. So we can put a little row of trees here, just to kind of frame the housing and the market, and that does give us a nice boost there. So they go up to 22%. If I can get it up to, you know, a little bit higher, that's 26. What about if I use one of these? That's 26 as well. So they are now at 25%, which means they should upgrade soon enough, and that'll give us some more living spaces. Here we're only at 10%. So can we put in some more decorative items like a topiary arch, which we can put in going across here. Although, no, it doesn't want to go in because of where the reservoir is. But we can run a topiary hedge along the back here. And that does give us a nice... Is there a way to put an edge piece on there? It would be nice if it was. Well, Dominus, I see that they've explained to you how to build a settlement and manage it, but it is time to turn your gaze to the gods. I, Publius Aelius, can advise you on how to do so. It is important that the inhabitants of a settlement can worship the gods. To do this, you must build temples in their honour. Each of them is focused on an aspect of life, and their favour can bestow a divine boon. In addition, the people need to hold festivals in honour of the gods. The longer it is since the last one was held, the more it will negatively affect the people's favour. You can hold them from the detail window of the temples. But remember that for the duration of the festivals, workers will be given a break. They will stop production to celebrate. So we now need to build 2 temples. As you can see, I've just built some plebeian housing there, but I do want to build a temple of Minerva. We're going to build Minerva here. Actually, that's quite nice. We can make like a little bit of a temple district here now. And then we'll do a temple to Mars along here. Oh, we are now prestige level 4. We've unlocked a load of new stuff. I am going to build actually not a temple of Mars. But actually, we will build a temple of Mars. So we'll put Mars here. And then we're going to have to now demolish these. That's okay because we will have some brand new things that we can build to make it look a little bit better. So I'm going to kind of run these temples. They're going to go here. Oh, it's time to present yourself before the gods. Each of the gods demands that you build a certain number of temples in their honour to grant you their favour. All of this information can be viewed through the religion tab in the management window. We've got a load of stuff there. We can, as you can see, we've got Ceres, we've got Apollo, Pluto, Jupiter, Mars, and Minerva. They both have a neutral standing with us at the moment because we do have temples, but we are required to build 4 more temples to satisfy all of the gods. So Jupiter's temple is going to go around the back here. I'm going to leave a little gap just in case I want to expand and put in a few more things there. Then we're going to put the temple to Pluto right here, and then we can do a temple of Apollo up here by the patrician district, and Ceres will go there as well. Now, Ceres is a bit of an interesting one, so I'm going to put Ceres kind of like here. Maybe there. Yeah, that's a good space for that. And then we can run the road here. And here. And then we want the road to come around the back here and get it all like linked up. So we now have all 6 of our temples. We do need to just add in a road here, coming all the way along. I can put a little road in there, and then we can put in some gardens and stuff to finish it all off. Right, if we have a look here, if we go to our decorative items, you can see we've now unlocked these colonnades and porticos. So we can put a colonnade, a really long colonnade down here. As you can see, that has boosted the area here. We can put a portico gate on, which not necessarily needed, but we can come all the way down here. So we now have this really nice long portico that covers people, gives them access to the bathhouse there, and then we can put this little statuette here. So we're getting a lot more things in, and then some fountains will go in as well. You can see these have quite a large impact on things. So we put a little fountain right here, and that gives us a huge boost. And again, we can put some fountains here. I'm going to put one there and one there. Once again, we'll put some round fountains here. As you can see, people start to have their buildings upgraded. We're at 31%, a lot of attractiveness coming in here. Now, the one problem I have is this space here, where we do need a road, and these areas here don't have a great deal of opportunity for decoration. So I'm going to put 2 fountains there. We're then going to put another fountain there when I get enough resources. For now, we're just going to have to deal with what we've got. We can put in a couple of gardens, but you can see these patricians, they're not going to upgrade. And we need water as well, actually. So we're going to have to go to our services. We're going to build another reservoir. Now, this one can go quite far out. However, we do need to be aware of the fact that this reservoir now doesn't have some vital things. You need to come all the way across here, but we don't have the resources, so we're going to have to wait for some more resources to come in, and eventually those fountains will get the water that they need. But things are starting to look really nice. Let's go over to our region map where we've now unlocked Valetium. We're going to head on over here. What does Valetium give us? If we have a look at what potential trades we've got, we can sell wine to Valetium. Currently, we're making 5 units of wine. So we can put that in and that will give us a little bit more money, but not enough to actually make it worthwhile. I would rather use that for my citizens. You can see we're getting quite a bit of taxation coming in, which is really good. That's putting our losses down quite a bit. And if we can upgrade our patrician housing very quickly, we'll be in a really good position and we'll start getting a load more taxes in off them. You can see they need bread and fish fillets now. Over in our plebeian housing, they do need a little bit more carrot and onion, but you can see we now have quite a few people who are unemployed. So we're going to leave our engineers at 4, but we are going to make sure that all of our orchards and fields are fully stocked with staff. The winery we're going to boost in. We've got 2 more. So we're going to go logging camp and sawmill. And that, again, has our population evening out quite nicely. So I think we're doing pretty well so far. It's been a really good start. And we need to visit the Pantheon. So let's go over there. No, not tutorials. We're going to go to the Pantheon and we're going to speak to some of the gods. So once you know all this, you only have to learn how to interact with the gods. In the Pantheon, you can check the status of each of the gods. If you place the cursor over each of them, it will show you information about their status, how many temples you've built in their honor, and also how many days have passed since you've not held a festival in their name. When you attain the maximum level of favor with a god, they will bless you with a divine boon. Each one of them will be different, and to receive it, you only have to select the corresponding god. Next, you will see how to go down to your city to perform the blessing. But don't forget, they can also get angry. If you reach maximum dissatisfaction, they will come down to your city to punish you. So I need to find Ceres and invoke her blessing. She will make our fields and farms much more productive. So we're going to bring her down now. Ceres is going to come and bless our farms. And as you can see, what will probably happen is it will give us some instant resources, I would imagine. So she's currently looking at the carrot orchard. And if we just have a look at our carrots, we're at 80 at the moment. Yeah, she's filled our storages with carrots. And the same is probably going to happen here. Yep. So Ceres fills up all of your orchards. You can see here melons are now fully stocked. But this is kind of problematic because she's filled all of our stores. And now we need to quickly get them into the granaries and stuff. So, you've already seen how important it is to provide your people with certain comforts. Both plebeian and patrician houses have certain needs. We already know this. So, the higher the housing level, the better, basically. Weapons. You've proven to be a good leader, but there are enemies waiting out there and you must destroy them if you want to liberate the villages of the region. I'm giving you the command of a legion to take charge of the troops blocking our way. The only downside is that it's incomplete, so you will have to train some additional soldiers. Let's start at the beginning, making their equipment. Equipment is a necessary resource for training new soldiers. There are 4 basic pieces: gladius, shield, bow, and armor. Each of them requires a production building. For their manufacture, you also need iron ore that you can extract from the environment, just like the stone. Also, don't forget to extract wood and refine wood planks, as some of the weapons require these resources. Finally, you need to store all of the equipment you produce in the armories, so build them near the equipment production buildings. Understood. Right, so I think we should probably leave it there. We're looking pretty good, and things are looking really nice in this little Roman town. But at the moment, our consumption and stuff here is not looking good. We do have desirability here, so these can level up. Oh, and they have leveled up. That's fantastic. Right, so now you can see with just these small number of houses, we are actually able to level up our population. Looking at our stones and stuff, we can actually now hopefully link up this aqueduct to here. There we go, and that gets water in here, which turns on our fountains and watches the patrician housing level up. So we should get some more taxes from them. The desirability for this patrician house is pretty poor. Same there, and there, and there. Yeah, so we are going to need to do a little bit of work to make this better. I think it might be beneficial for us to just move this little house here. Right there. And then we can put in a load of gardens and decorative items there. So I'm going to put this in. And then we will put in a couple of fountains. And some more gardens. Yeah, so that's good. That pushes that right the way up. And we get these patrician housings really well leveled up. And you can see now we are making a profit just for moving that patrician housing there. And I think they're still able to access everything they need. So that's really good. So we're going to finish off there. Once everything has been loaded into granaries and stuff, we're going to be in a really good position. And as you can see, we've got a load of employment that we can fill out. And we're going to need that very soon. So I'm going to pump everybody into the various jobs that we have available just to keep them happy, because we know they get upset if if there's lots of unemployment. So there we go, we got people in, but we do have space for another 10 citizens to move in and 5 patricians. But as you can see, wages have gone up, so our profits have decreased a little bit, but we do have space for more patricians to move in. And once this housing has a little bit more of an upgrade available to it, we should be able to do that. So next episode, we're going to build our armor workshop and our bow workshop, and we're going to start producing stuff there. And in the meantime, we're going to continue hoping to expand the village. We are now at prestige level 5, and we have unlocked cavalry training, a monumental column, a lion statue, and the Capitoline she-wolf. Okay, right, well, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.